What's up, English lovers? Welcome to my video. It's me, Joe Sandy, and I'm a student of fantastic English course. How's it going? You're doing fine? I think so. In this fantastic moment, and all of you who have excitement and interest in to learn more about English, you can learn it very effectively. And no matter who you are already knowing some English, that's a big success, guy. Exactly, it's really fantastic. However, don't be shy to practice your English when you meet people. English is so popular wherever and whenever we can use it. And now, the students were busy preparing themselves about how to speak English beautifully and being interested speaker in English. How about you? To the best of my knowledge, you all thirst for knowledge of the English. If you don't, I'd like to invite you to learn to love it with learning of the most interesting subject material and a pleasant thing for our English development and changing our local accents. It's all about tongue twister. Anybody knows about that? And before I illustrate about it, let's think of it a minute. What is it actually? I think you didn't know it, but you don't need to worry about that. Pay much attention to my speaking. Listen me carefully or you're gonna miss the points. Literally, tongue twister is the combination of words that is hard to express it fast and correctly. Because we'll gotta slip of tongue more often when saying word for word in a sentence or tongue twister pronunciation itself. On the other hand side, tongue twister is a phrase that's designed to be difficult to articulate properly. And what is it for, guys? Surely it's used to exercise our speaking and also phrase articulation. Any articulation is the most important basics to exercise our speaking. And now, I'd like to share the valuable tips that I got in my class. It's all about how to read the tongue twister well. And it's my beautiful tongue twister that I made by my own. And I made it of one vocabulary. The vocabulary is keep. Surely the sound is E. And how to pronounce of E sound, the great master of pronunciation said, your lip is slightly smiling, tense and not rounded, and your tongue is tense, high and far forward near the move of the mouth. So let's practice it. Let's practice E sound as in keep. Focus on my lip. Keep. Keep. Once more time. Keep. So, when you say keep, it is wrong, guy. But you say keep. Once more time. Keep. It is right. And now, let's go to sentence for practice. And the valuable tips that I taught you before, if you want to read the tongue twister well, firstly, read it slowly, at the very least 10 times or 15 times. So, let's practice it together. He needs to keep and keeping to keep his feet with keeping to keep a jury to keep his feet. Let's try it again. He needs to keep and keeping to keep his feet with keeping to keep a jury to keep his feet. Once more time. He needs to keep and keeping to keep his feet with keeping to keep a duty to keep his feet. Alright. We can forget the first sentence for a moment and let's go the following sentence here. Because he needs to keep a higher feet, but he needs to keep a duty in wearing a new keep to keep a higher feet, and he keeps doing it. Alright, let's try it again. Because he needs to keep, or I got wrong here. Because he needs to keep a higher feet, but he needs to keep a duty in wearing a new keep to keep a higher feet, and he keeps doing it. And secondly, you have to read it slowly by doing the linkage word. For example, he needs to keep an. Alright, don't forget, focus on me. He needs to keep an. Keep an. Alright? Keep an. He needs to keep an. Keep in a. Alright. Keep in a. He needs to keep and keep in a. Keep his feet. Alright. Keep his feet. Right? He needs to keep and keep in a. Keep his feet with keeping a. With keeping a. With keeping a. Keep a duty. Alright? Keep a duty. To keep his feet. To keep his feet. Alright, let's back to the first word. He needs to keep and keeping a. Keep his feet with keeping a. Keep a duty to keep his feet. Alright, let's forget the first sentence for a moment and let's go to the following sentence. Because he needs. Alright. Because he needs. Because he needs to keep a. Keep a. Keep a. Higher feet. Because he needs to keep a higher feet. And then but he needs but he needs to keep a. But he needs to keep a durian. Alright, durian. Durian, durian, but it needs to keep a durian, Gary and new kid. Alright, Gary and. But it needs to keep a durian, Gary and new kid to keep a. To keep a higher feeder. Alright, you can do the linkage word here. Okay. But it needs to keep a durian, Gary and new keep to keep a higher feeder and to keep a higher feet and knee. Alright? To keep a higher feet and knee keeps doing it. Doing it. Alright, so let's go the first word. And don't forget, if you didn't master it well, you can stop this video frequently. Let's practice it together, guys. He needs to keep his feet with keep duty to keep his feet. Because he needs to keep higher feet, but he needs to keep duty and Gary and new keep higher feet, and he keeps doing it. Alright? Can you do it? Alright. And now the third tips that I taught you before is about try to read it faster. Focus on me. He needs to keep his feet with keep duty to keep his feet. And don't forget, before you read it fast, you have to count the points first. So how many points here? Alright, let's count together, guys. Okay, 1 and 2. Alright, we got 2 points here. So you can take 2 times to take a breath. Alright? For example, he needs to keep his feet with keep duty to keep his feet. You can take a breath for a moment, and let's go to read it the next sentence. Because he needs to keep a higher feet, but he needs to keep a duty and Gary and no keep a higher feet, and he keeps doing it. Alright, so once more time. He needs to keep his feet with keep a duty to keep his feet. Because he needs to keep a higher feet, but he needs to keep a duty and Gary and no keep a higher feet, and he keeps doing it. Alright, so don't forget the valuable tips that I taught you before. If you want to read the tongue twister well, you can use the valuable tips that I taught you before. And remember, when speaking English, try to become less hesitant and more confident. The more you do it, the more confident you'll become. And the key to get English well also, practice and practice and a lot practice. So thank you very much for your watching, and see you next time.